In the late 1800s, when the piano became the parlor and concert favorite, Spaniards resisted, favoring the instrument that originated in their homeland, the guitar. Yet the guitar enjoyed a lowly status, usually in the hands of gypsies or peasants and those who played for loose change in bars.
I play guitar all my life. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, but guitar has always been there in my life.
Steve Ryan seems to embody the itinerant history of guitarists. His personal story resonates of current events and a deep longing for simpler times.
Recently I was in Iraq, and I decided there was just too much destruction going on, too many things that I didn't like that I was taking part in. And I said, maybe as a catharsis, I decided, well, I'm going to do something creative. So
Ryan made his life change at the Roberto Venn School of Luthiery in Phoenix, where students marry the creative and the constructive elements of guitar building. In business since 1977, the school has populated circles of production and handmade fabrication of instruments that end up in the hands of the world's most influential musicians and hobbyists.
Well, I was going to Trinity College to do physics and electrical engineering, and it didn't interest me until I could apply it to my guitar work. And so I found this school, and I figured it'd be a perfect way to kind of meld my academics with something that really interests me. So.
Students come from all over the world, yet they share the same culture, a passion for the guitar, and most are players as well. Steve Melendi hails from New Hampshire. As a college student, he became disenchanted with his life on paper and transferred to the Roberto Venn School, where he's using his hands to understand the bookwork.
Once I took the physics course and could look at how waves worked, how electromagnetism and all different things applied to the guitar, I don't know, something sparked, and I just loved it, and then knew that I had to get my hands on this stuff and doing it myself.
That just means your sides are a little thinner there.
Known as the King Tut of the shop, John Reuter feels flattered that students have dubbed his school the Harvard of guitar making. His path presages those of many of his students. With a degree in manufacturing and engineering technology from Arizona State University, he worked briefly as a machinist until his company went belly up. He responded by enrolling as a student at Roberto Venn and found he had a knack for building guitars. He has since become a driving force at developing the curriculum and vision for the school.
I've just been learning as much as I can, trying to network with as many builders and other, the industry. What do you want me to be teaching? What are your needs, so that our product, the student, is going to fall right into what you want them to be doing.
The grounds sprawl across several Quonset huts in South Phoenix, where in 5 months' time students build one acoustic and one electric guitar and learn the basics of repair and construction. That attention to detail has resulted in student placement throughout the guitar manufacturing industry. The school has Title 41 accreditation, which enables it to offer students financial aid. Reuter refers to his students as sheep, his instructors as shepherds, and has retired from the shop to drive the flock to greener pastures.
I would rather focus on the fundamentals and make sure that they can get into the business being really good at the stuff that's extremely common and sort of work out towards the fringe, rather than trying to teach them a little bit about way too many things so that they're still sort of unclear on the basics.
The basics involve becoming proficient with tools, a skill that Steve Ryan never acquired as a desk jockey. Eventually, he intends to establish his own business and pass his knowledge on to his sons.
I have 4 sons, and I want to do something that can teach them to have freedom. They aren't going to be tied to a desk. They aren't going to be tied to an employer. They're going to be able to be their own bosses.
In a society that often considers the arts as supplemental to industry, the business of music making crosses that divide. Melendi knows he will eventually complete an academic degree and use it to make the art soar.
It really depends on which route I want to go. I'm kind of torn because I have some electrical engineering background, so I'm thinking about maybe going into the guitar electronics, maybe acoustic amplification systems. But then at the same time, there are different bracing patterns. There's all sorts of different stuff I can do with the actual acoustic instrument itself.
Perhaps the symbol of the creative practitioner is Reuter, a deadhead of the first water who developed his trademark Jerrycaster, which defies simple mechanical explanation. A shop accident claimed most of the fingers on his fret-playing hand, but he and Roberto Venn rock on. For KUAT, I'm Kimberly Kraft.